Hi, friends. I wanted to pop on here because, whoops, I'm not great with this like double technology thing. For someone who runs an online business, I'm okay, this is just not working. For someone who runs an online business, I'm just like not that technologically savvy. I think there's a way to basically prop off my phone so I can do Instagram and Facebook at the same time, but here we are. Okay, this was unplanned. I was talking to Jessica, who is my customer care manager on my team, saying that I just feel like constipated with ideas. It's like the grossest way to put it, but I just feel like I have so much I want to say about what's happening right now. And because I'm such a perfectionist, I want to, just like make everything perfect and then I don't say anything and then I feel like stuck and frantic. So I am here. Part of what my mind was saying was like, I got to put on makeup and do my hair and do all this shit, and we're not doing that. So here's what I want to talk about today. One, I'm going to do this is not what I want to talk about today, but tomorrow at 11 o'clock Eastern, I'm going to be leading a guided visualization for the spring equinox, which is tomorrow. So in that, we're going to be doing dreaming, vision work about a future for our world, a future for ourselves. This is a time of great fear and anxiety. And so if you don't feel like you're available for that, that is totally fine. And if you're wanting to start working towards something, to have a vision for what we're stepping into, to create some meaning to what's going on here, I hope you'll join me in these same channels at 11 o'clock tomorrow. But today I want to talk about how I'm talking to my kids about the pandemic. And I know a lot of us have sort of broken the news, but I wanted to offer, because obviously they're not going to school and they can't play with their friends and all this stuff. But I felt like I wanted to name some of the things that I'm doing, especially with Marshall. My son Marshall is 6. He is highly sensitive and he really psychically picks up on everything. So he is knowing in his body and in his soul that something very wrong is happening. And so I could have gone into this place of everything's fine. Don't worry about it. We got it. People just have a cold. We're going to take a few days off of school and then we'll all get back to normal. Think about it like a long snow day. And I think that's how a lot of like old me would have talked to my 6-year-old, thinking that he doesn't understand because he's 6, so I'm just not going to scare him. But what I've seen with Marshall is that he picks up on everything. And like when there's tension in the room between me and Jonathan or another couple or friends, or we're at a party and there's some like funky stuff going on, he can just feel it. And he will then act out in ways that are completely unrelated to what's going on. And so if you're seeing like your kids are arguing about their breakfast choices, or they all of a sudden they don't want to put their shoes on anymore, or they just like they really don't want to do the things you want them to do when you're at home with them, it's so crazy making, because we just want them to chill out because this is so stressful on us. And we're just like, people are dying. Why are you freaking out about waffles? We can just completely lose it. And I just have to remind myself, they're freaking out about waffles because people are dying. And they don't necessarily have the words or the language, but they know something is wrong. And so what I have found, I'm not telling you what you need to do, but what I have found is that when I am honest with Marshall to a point, he doesn't feel crazy anymore. He says, oh, there's a reason for why I feel this way. And because I now know why I'm feeling so intense, these intense feelings in my body. I don't have to explode about them anymore. There's a match, because when we don't have words for what's happening inside of us and to us physically, then it can feel really overwhelming and out of control. So, with that, I also want to name that as adults, many of us are having really intense physical responses to what's going on. I've been learning a lot about trauma these days. I've been reading a really great book called Body Keeps the Score and Patriarchy Stress Disorder. I highly recommend getting both of those books. And what I've been learning is how our bodies will respond to stress based on things that we've experienced in our own life, but also our lineage. And one thing that I believe that I add into this category is what our souls have experienced in past lives. And so because of this, it is so deeply important to recognize, like, oh, of course my body is having a trauma response, because on some level, my genes remember wars in my lineage. My souls remember wars in my soul's past lives. And this looks a lot like we're preparing for war. And I know for me, I've been having dreams about people invading my house. I've been having war dreams. I've been having dreams about aliens descending and killing everybody. I mean, super intense stuff. And I have to remember that my body is having this extreme response. And what I need to do is really come into strategies that help calm my body down. So a few of those strategies, this one strategy I find is the easiest. I learned it through my friend Sarah Tangretti, which is about breathing into your back ribs and doing that for a couple minutes. Another one is doing some yin yoga or spa yoga or relaxing yoga. You can just Google any yoga video about how to do that on the internet. Taking a bath, and of course, a big one for me is being in nature, getting our feet in the dirt. I just did a post about that this morning on Instagram. And when we can calm our bodies down, when we can settle our central nervous system, our kids that share our energy space will then feel our bodies and calm their bodies down. Because what happens is, if we're just saying that everything is fine, but our bodies are responding that we're in emergency, our kids are so sensitive. They are going to feel what's happening in our body and respond to that more than our words. And if you can't calm your body down, that's completely understandable. But first, let's just put words to it. Let's be a little bit more honest about what's happening, so that there isn't this disconnection between what we're all feeling and what's happening in the world. And then the other thing that I've been saying to my kids is, so what the words that I've been saying are, there's something really different and scary happening in the world right now. And there's a lot of questions and we don't know all the answers, and people are getting sick. And it is so scary that we're closing schools and that we can't see our friends and that we're closing restaurants. And I just say, the grown-ups are handling it. I am handling it. I am showing up. I'm researching things. I'm figuring things out. I'm deciding what's best for our family. And all you have to do is play. And so if we can just say, because kids, in order, especially if you're over 7, kids will want to, they feel like they need to take over, that they need to fix it, that they need to be the glue, that they need to be the peacekeeper. And so it's so important, or they think it's their fault. Oh, because what they're registering is, because we are just their own little world. And so what happens is, if I'm stressed about the pandemic, but I'm not talking about it, Marshall and Annabelle and Hazel will think that I'm stressed about them. And so they go into a trauma response or a stress response about like trying to smooth things over and make things okay, or have explosions about, because they feel so bad that they think that they're causing stress in my system, whatever. So as much as I can say, this has nothing to do with you, and me and the other grown-ups are handling it, all you have to do is play, that really will help them not feel like they need to fix it, and they can stay in their childhood. And I think that is so deeply important to name those things. So that's what I want to share today. I love you all so much. If you have anything you want me to answer, if you are feeling like you need more spiritual support, if you are feeling like you need more just basic strategy support, I am so here for you. You can send me a private message. You can send me a DM. You can send an email to support@sarahjenks.com. I'm really, really here for you through this time. I'm feeling like there's so much I want to share. I'm feeling really deeply called to step up into leadership, and I'm here. I'm here for you. So I can't wait to do this more. I will see most of you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern to do our spring equinox guided vision work. And I can't wait. I will talk to you soon. Bye. Bye.